I've been working with the Mary Ann Young Center for the past 23 and a half years, and I believe during that entire time, both Mayor Tom Ryan and Councilmember Dick Swanson have been part of our Senior Center Advisory Council meetings. So they've come together with us with a group of seniors and with a group of people who work at other facilities within the local area to make decisions and talk about the past, the present, the future of the center. So they've been very integral in making sure that we're moving forward and that they're doing the best that they can to make sure that we get what we need to provide for the seniors in the community.
Boy, Tom and I and Dick, actually, we go back 30 years. I mean, when I first started here, Tom was a council member, and then he worked his way up to the mayor. And little by little, he got more involved with the older population. That was really near and dear to his heart. The same with Dick.
They've just always been there, supportive for both staff and for the people in the community. So it's just commendable that they've spent so much time in that endeavor.
First and foremost, just thank you. Whether you've been a resident of this community for a few months, a year, a few years, or many, many, many years, we owe them a lot of thanks because the hours and the time that they have spent, it's just incredible, and we owe them our thanks for that. And this is a really wonderful community, and there's great things happening here. So thanking them for their time and wise decision making is I guess what I would first and foremost, and thank you just personally for their welcome and their support to me being new as well. It's an amazing number of years of dedicated community service, and really completely from the heart, not from any other place. And that I think that's true of both of them. It's just a lot of passion for this community that they wanted to serve. And it's so clear and it's so evident in how they conduct themselves in their business and how they talk about the city. They just love this city and they just wanted to serve.
Dick and Tom have been champions for development. During their time, Blaine has changed so much in the last 20 years. And one of the things that I always am able to honestly tell developers or builders is that Blaine is a business-friendly community and our elected officials welcome business. And Tom and Dick have always been a champion in welcoming that new business or that new residential project to make our community better into the future. Well, it's been very beneficial to have two council members that have seen Blaine change a lot over the last 20 years. One of the things that Tom always says is that he was elected on the platform to stop development. But of course, that was not something that occurred, but I think he's very proud of how the city has developed during his tenure. We've had a lot of exciting things happen from the TPC starting to develop. I know Tom takes a lot of pride in the lakes and some other projects. So I think it's been very exciting for both of them to see how the city has grown under their watch. One of the things I definitely appreciate from Councilmember Swanson is he always recognizes that the decisions that the city makes from a development standpoint, both positive and negative, are seen outside of our community. And he's often a voice of reason at council meetings and reminds his fellow council members that the decisions that we're making, people are watching, and he always tries to keep a very positive light on our community.
I think one of the things that made the council as successful as they were was the fact that we did a lot of long-range planning up front. We didn't always agree on how we would get to those same goals, but we had similar or basically the same ultimate goals, and that was to elevate the city to a much more prosperous city than what it was in the past. But ultimately, having those same goals allowed us to accomplish a lot of things over the years. I would say, number one, it's truly been a pleasure and honor serving with both of them. I wish I could say that we always agreed on everything, but I think that's part of what makes at least the city of Blaine function so well is sometimes you have that difference of opinion, and no one person has got all the answers. And being able to work with one another and win, lose, or draw on any given issue, you put it behind you and move forward. And it's surprising that I think we have more victories on getting things done than we do things that don't get done. And I really wish them both all the best in the future. And all I can say is best of luck to them on everything they do. And it's truly been a pleasure.
Both of them have been huge supporters of Public Works throughout the years. Tom, having been in the trucking business, really understands it, and he loves to come out and see our equipment, talk about our equipment. And even in a council meeting, he'll bring up a time when, and maybe this is my favorite one, is he'll remember when a certain piece of equipment was first delivered to the city, even if it was 20, 30 years ago, and can describe how it came off the truck or was dropped off here for its first use, and how staff were really excited about getting this new, larger piece of equipment because at the time, we were still growing significantly. Councilmember Swanson's been a huge supporter of our open space, of our park system, adding the dog park, which we eventually recognized him by naming it after him.
I know the countless hours that they have both spent, offline that we don't see as staff on phone and meeting with people, especially Mayor Ryan. We know that that's kind of his passion, and he just takes the time and he goes out. He never can go to the store without somebody talking to him. He goes out on site on different projects and checks things out. He's at both Mayor and Councilmember Swanson are at the Senior Center, the Marianne Young Center, quite a bit. That's one of their passions as well. And just their work on developing the city to a place where it is for residents as well as businesses. That's very important. You can't have one without the other. And they've created the city. And the Veterans Memorial Park here at City Hall at Tom Ryan Park. It's just, I haven't been on site for a couple of weeks. I've been working from home, and pull in just today and the work that they've done, especially Mayor Ryan, with the 5 memorials that were just put in. It's the legacy that'll never go away. And the Swanson Dog Park. My children are there with their dog all the time. It's just that's a place that just will never, it's just things like that that just help with the quality of life here in Blaine, and that's what they've done. They have the city's thanks, just the gratitude for everything that they've done. Their families have sacrificed and assisted through this all those years. We all know that. It's not just them. Many hours, I don't even know. I'm sure somebody's figured out how many hours just of meeting times alone that they have done. That commitment is just beyond anything that I can imagine. And so I just I know everybody just wants to share their thanks for that, and just that they're gonna be missed.
I would say that Mayor Ryan and Councilmember Swanson have spent countless hours and working on making Blaine a better community. And they have done it willingly and volunteered, even sitting on different committees throughout the community and throughout the region to make Blaine a better place, and to have that long-term presence has been very helpful. They understand things from the very beginning because they were involved with things from the very beginning and are able to see things through and work on them. And they both have worked tirelessly for the city of Blaine.